Just hours ago, a new claim tied to Ghislaine Maxwell surfaced, and it reportedly mentions both Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. The internet exploded, headlines are racing. But here's the real question. Is this explosive evidence or just another name drop without proof? What's actually in the documents could change how we understand the Epstein network and who knew what. Stay with me, because the details matter more than the drama.
Within the last 24 hours, a new claim connected to Ghislaine Maxwell has surfaced in the public record, and it's sending shockwaves through political circles. The claim reportedly references both a former U.S. president and a current one. Naturally, headlines exploded, social media lit up, speculation spread fast. But before jumping to conclusions, we need to slow down and examine what this actually means. This isn't about rumors. It isn't about viral reactions. It's about understanding how allegations enter the legal system, how they are evaluated under U.S. law, and what the documented record truly shows. Because when powerful names appear in connection with one of the most disturbing criminal cases in modern history, clarity matters more than ever. To understand the weight of any new claim involving Ghislaine Maxwell, we have to start with the facts. Maxwell was convicted in December 2021 on 5 federal charges, including sex trafficking of minors. She was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. Her conviction followed a years-long investigation led by the Southern District of New York, one of the most independent and aggressive federal prosecutors' offices in the country. Her crimes were directly tied to Jeffrey Epstein, the financier who died in federal custody in August 2019 while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. Epstein's network included high-profile figures from politics, business, entertainment, and academia. That's not speculation. Flight logs, photographs, financial records, and sworn testimony confirm that he had access to elite circles for decades. And that's where the institutional failure becomes impossible to ignore. For years, credible accusations existed. Survivors spoke out. Journalists investigated. Yet meaningful accountability didn't come until much later. In 2008, Epstein received what many legal experts describe as one of the most lenient plea deals in modern federal history. Instead of facing a sweeping federal indictment reportedly prepared by prosecutors, he pleaded guilty to state charges in Florida. He served just 13 months in county jail with work release privileges and was required to register as a sex offender.
The federal indictment was never filed. That decision triggered outrage years later and remains a defining moment in discussions about power and accountability in America's justice system. So when a new claim tied to Maxwell emerges today, it doesn't exist in isolation. It exists within this larger history, a history where influence, wealth, and access appear to have shaped legal outcomes. Now, let's address the 2 political figures reportedly mentioned in connection with this new claim, Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. Both men had documented associations with Jeffrey Epstein in the past. Public records confirm that both attended social events where Epstein was present. Both were photographed with him. Flight logs show that Clinton took multiple trips on Epstein's private plane in the early 2000s. Trump was quoted in a 1902 New York Magazine profile calling Epstein a terrific guy and noting that he liked women on the younger side. Those facts are part of the public record, but here's where legal precision becomes critical. Knowing someone is not the same as participating in criminal conduct. Appearing in a flight log is not proof of wrongdoing. Being mentioned in a document is not evidence of guilt. Under U.S. law, accusations are not proof. The burden of proof rests with prosecutors. Evidence must be verified. Witnesses must testify under oath. Claims must withstand cross-examination. That standard exists for a reason, to protect both victims seeking justice and individuals from unproven allegations. Now, regarding Bill Clinton specifically, unsealed court documents from a defamation lawsuit included testimony from Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers. She stated that she saw Clinton on Epstein's island. However, she also stated that she never witnessed Clinton engage in sexual activity or improper conduct. Clinton's representatives have consistently said that he took 4 trips on Epstein's plane related to Clinton Foundation work and was unaware of Epstein's criminal behavior at the time. Flight logs, authenticated and entered into evidence in legal proceedings, confirm that Clinton traveled on Epstein's aircraft multiple times, including international trips connected to global AIDS initiatives. Context matters. These events occurred before Epstein's 2008 conviction. That does not eliminate questions, but it does establish timeline clarity. Now turning to Donald Trump. In 2016, a lawsuit alleged that Trump and Epstein sexually assaulted a minor in 1994. The lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed before trial. The claims were never tested in court. Trump denied the allegations. Other records show that Trump reportedly banned Epstein from his Mar-a-Lago club after an alleged incident involving inappropriate behavior toward a club member's teenage daughter. While timelines are debated, multiple sources have stated that a ban did occur. Additionally, Bradley Edwards, an attorney who represented numerous Epstein victims, publicly stated that Trump cooperated voluntarily with his 2009 investigation and provided information without invoking legal protections. These details complicate simplistic narratives. They don't prove innocence, they don't prove guilt. They show that reality is often more complex than headlines suggest. So what does the new Maxwell claim actually allege? Based on early reporting, the claim appears to come from documents or testimony connected to Maxwell's legal proceedings. It reportedly references both Trump and Clinton in the broader context of Epstein's network. But here is the critical distinction. A reference is not necessarily an accusation. An accusation is not evidence. Evidence is not proof. If sworn testimony or documentary evidence directly implicates anyone in criminal conduct, federal authorities have both the power and the responsibility to investigate. The Southern District of New York, the FBI, and the Department of Justice are legally obligated to pursue credible allegations, regardless of political status. The key question is whether this new material contains verifiable, corroborated information that rises to that level. And at this stage, the full documentary context has not been publicly analyzed in court. What makes this moment significant isn't just the names involved, it's what this case represents. The Epstein scandal exposed deep cracks in America's institutional framework. It raised serious questions about whether powerful individuals receive different treatment under the law. The 2008 plea deal, the failures inside the federal prison system before Epstein's death, the broken cameras, the falsified guard logs, these are documented institutional breakdowns. Yet at the same time, Maxwell's conviction demonstrates that accountability, even delayed, is possible. Survivors came forward, investigators built cases, a jury weighed evidence and delivered a verdict. That matters. Now the public is watching again. If this new claim contains credible, substantiated allegations, federal authorities will face enormous pressure to investigate thoroughly and transparently. If it does not, that too must be made clear. Because in cases involving immense power and public trust, speculation can spread faster than truth. What we have right now is a developing situation. A claim has surfaced. Two of the most prominent political figures in modern American history are reportedly mentioned. The case ties back to one of the most disturbing criminal networks uncovered in decades. What we do not yet have is full clarity. No completed investigation tied to this specific claim. No courtroom-tested testimony on the new material. No final legal determination. And until we do, the only responsible position is to rely on documented evidence, not assumption. As more records become public and more facts emerge, the picture may become clearer. But in moments like this, the difference between allegation and proof isn't just technical, it's foundational to the rule of law. So where does this leave us? A new claim has surfaced. It involves Ghislaine Maxwell. It reportedly references two of the most powerful political figures in modern American history, and it connects back to one of the most disturbing criminal cases of the last 2 decades. But at this moment, we still don't have the full picture. We don't have courtroom-tested testimony tied specifically to this new material. We don't have a completed federal investigation addressing these latest references, and we don't have final legal conclusions. What we do have is a responsibility as citizens to separate verified fact from speculation. In cases involving power, wealth, and political influence, emotions run high, narratives form quickly, But the rule of law demands something stronger than outrage. It demands evidence. It demands scrutiny. It demands patience. If credible, corroborated evidence exists, it must be investigated, no matter who is involved. If it does not, that must be made equally clear. Accountability cannot be selective. Justice cannot depend on status, and truth cannot be replaced by assumption. This case continues to raise a larger question that goes beyond any single name. Does the justice system operate equally at every level of power? That answer depends not on headlines, but on what the record ultimately proves. As more documents are unsealed and more facts emerge, we will continue to analyze the evidence carefully, responsibly, and without bias. If you want clear, fact-based breakdowns of complex legal stories without the noise, without the speculation, make sure you subscribe to World Dark Files. Stay informed, stay critical, and always demand evidence over assumption.